of Education. That's first. The second one, ginawa niya si VP Sara as Vice Co-Chairperson of the NTF-ELCAC. I know na marami sa atin dito ang nakakaalam that the purpose of NTF-ELCAC is labanan ang ating mga local communist groups. Tama, di ba? Tama! Now, on top of that, si VP Sara din, siya ang president ng Association of Southeast Asian Nations Education Council, the CIMEO. Siya ang president. And that's the reason why NAPOLCOM, National Security Council, Department of National Defense, nagbigay or gumawa ng Vice Presidential Security Group upang mapangalagaan ang ating Vice President sa tatlong tungkulin niya. Apat actually, Vice President of the Philippines, Vice Co-Chairperson of the NTF-ELCAC, President of the CIMEO Council, and DepEd Secretary. Now, ang nangyari guys, takot ako dito, sandali lang. Ang nangyari, when VP Sara took her oath as the Secretary of DepEd, ang binigay na report sa kanya is that there are 1,871 cases of child abuse from 2019 to 2020, with 15 more regions that have not submitted their report. Imagine that, 1,871 child abuse cases. Okay? Now, after that, isa din sa report na nakuha ni VP Sara, according to the East Mindanao Command, NICA, PIDEA, and DepEd, that 12 years old to 17 years old nag-surrender sa 12 schools, public schools dito sa NCR. That's in NCR alone. And that's 12.3% of the total population ng mga students sa Pilipinas. That's a big number. Okay? Now, secondly, VP Sara, after niya nanumpa as Secretary ng DepEd, na-receive niya din ang report na there are incidents of drug-related issues involving 5,358 minors and 6,000 cases of gangsterism, gang-related incidents within DepEd. Those are numbers that we should not overlook. Diba? 1,871 cases of child abuse nangyayari sa DepEd mismo. Perpetrators, teachers. Perpetrators, workers of different public and private schools. And that's exactly one of the reasons why the confidential funds of DepEd was asked by VP Sara August of 2022. Ang nangyari, ni-release nila ang confidential fund December 15 or 13 if I am not mistaken in 2022. Alam natin na pag hindi naubos ng isang agency yung pera, ibabalik yan sa National Treasury. But the projects and programs of DepEd have been implemented as early as August of 2022. And that means tinira nila si VP Sara intentionally of that confidential fund kasi wala silang magamit against her. That's the fact. Okay? Now, they also targeted the confidential funds of the Office of the Vice President. Alam nyo ba na aside from the socio-economic programs of the OVP, VP Sara is trying to leverage the Peace 911 as one of the landmark programs of the OVP. If you are from Davao, if you are from Mindanao, yung Peace 911 po, yan po ang reason bakit naging insurgency-free ang Davao City. Wala kaming NPA sa Davao City because of that project, Peace 911. Now, in order to implement the projects and programs of the OVP as well as the other socio-economic programs, kailangan yan ng surveillance. kailangan yan na may mga tao na nakakapagsasabi kung sino yung mga tao na nanggugulo sa lugar kung saan tinatayo ang mga satellite offices. And that's also one of the reasons why the confidential funds of the Office of the Vice President was asked as part of the mandate of Bongbong Marcos for VP Sara to do her task in the National Task Force to End Local Communist or the NTF-ELCAC. Anong ginawa? Nirelease ang pera December of 2022 na kung saan 15 days na lang gagastusin ng OVP. And because of that, because the programs and projects of DepEd and OVP have already been implemented as early as August of 2022, na kaya nilang gastusin ang 125 million in just 11 days. Ito yung facts na hindi binabalita ng mainstream media. Why? Because ang focus ng mainstream media is to malign the image of the Vice President of the Philippines. The directive is, sa bawat report nila, dapat may nakaangklang family name na Duterte. Why? Because it would encompass everyone. It would malign the reputation of President Duterte, Digong. It would tarnish the reputation of VP Sara as the Vice President, and it would also include Pulong, Paulo Duterte, and Baste Duterte. So, the moment na ginagamit nila ang family name na Duterte sa media, the more it would be written as part of the history. So that's part of their demolition job. That's why as a writer, pinapaintindi ko sa inyo na you should not believe on everything you read and see on in mainstream media. Why? Because there are directives in place that they did just to demolish the Dutertes. Diba? Duterte! 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 Alright, so last point. Yung confidential funds, bago yung issues lahat, bago nag-meeting si Tambaluslos at ang Makabayan Bloc, ang sabi ng COA, the Office of the Vice President and DepEd, they have been complying to the requirements indicated on COA, on the Joint Circular 2015. Ang sabi, sinasubmit ng OVP yung mga lacking documents. If they are able to send out AOM or Audit Observation Memorandum to DepEd and OVP, that's because they want the OVP to comply to the lacking requirements. So ang ginawa ni VP Sara, kinukomply niya. Halimbawa, nagsasabi yung COA, hey, wala kayong documentation sa event na ito or yung mga gastos dito, may nakulang na documentation. It did not satisfy the requirements that we impose on that certain project or program. Ang ginagawa ng OVP, they comply. Sinasubmit nila. Pero ano ang directive? Dapat gumawa ng AOM or Audit Observation Memorandum ang COA para siraan nila mismo si VP Sara na ang pera sa confidential fund ay na-corrupt. Eh hindi pa nga tapos ang audit. VP Sara still has until February of 2025 to comply with the requirements set by COA para mawala yung audit yung mga documents na hinahanap nila sa AOMs nila ay mawala. And that means to say, the moment the OVP and DepEd comply to those requirements na hinahanap ng COA, makli-clear si VP Sara sa confidential funds allegations against her. So kaya ngayon, minadali, di ba? That's the term. Yes. Parang na-finance track nila yung confidential fund para more issues ang lalabas. So ngayon, ginawa na nilang issue ang Mary Grace Piatos, yung Nova and everything. Well, in fact, that should be answered by the security sector. So ginagamit lang nila yan because wala na silang other arguments to bring VP Sara down. Okay? Now, people of the Philippines, to my beloved kababayan abroad and here in the Philippines, I implore all of you to stop believing the lies perpetrated by the Philippine National Police, the AFP, and the mainstream media. There are facts, information that don't make it on the news. There are conversations, there are negotiations that don't make it online. And that means to say that we should be more vigilant in weighing things out so that we would be able to fight for the causes that we've all been advocating for. And that's the point of all these activities that we are doing. Dapat, what's be vigilant pa in Tagalog? Dapat maging mapagmatsyag tayo. Huwag maniwala. Pag naglalabas ng mga information yung mainstream media, huwag diretsong maniwala. Because I myself is from the media. I know exactly that we have to frame news. We have to angle news for readership. We have to frame and angle news for us to be able to gain more readers and gain more clout. But right now, there is already a big gap between the mainstream media and the social media. Ngayon, mas natatalo natin ang mainstream media. Kaya kayong lahat ng mga vloggers, writers na nandito, huwag kayong matakot. Civilian supremacy. We are more powerful than our uniformed personnel. Ito lang ang masasabi ko sa inyo. Let's continue support VP Sara and let's continue to prove to the Bangag administration that at the end of the day, it's the majority of the people that dapat masunod. Okay? Now, yan lamang po ang aking speech for tonight and thank you for the opportunity. We are doing